Senate Bill 616, Representative Stark.
Thank you, Speaker. Colleagues, Senate Bill 616, in order to understand what you're voting on today, you need to get a little bit of the history of a developmental disability institution commonly referred to as the Fairview Trust, or not the Fairview Trust, but the Fairview Training Center. The Fairview is an example of good intentions gone wrong. Intentions where we wanted to help society's most vulnerable individuals. However, over the years, things went wrong. And some of the things that went wrong is that for decades, these individuals at this facility had their humanity violated. They were put in isolation. They were subject to beatings. They were subject to being sterilized, and the list goes on and on. I think you may even hear some more of those stories today. Fortunately, in 2000, roughly around 2000, the last individual moved out of Fairview. And at that point, the state tried to make reconciliation. And the state decided that when they sold the property, that they would try to make up for the wrongs done to the DD community by taking the money from the sale of this property, approximately $12 million at the time, and putting it into an ongoing trust that would help with expenses for this community when they're trying to get into housing and so forth. And they said that they wanted the interest from this trust to help year after year and be a perpetual reminder of our reconciliation efforts. Unfortunately, in recent years, we've had a couple problems with the trust. The first is that there have been some errors in the investing of this money. And so year after year, this trust has not produced adequate interest in order to be an effective means of helping this population. Second is that in roughly 2011, the legislature, when we were going through some tough times, decided to borrow around $6.9 million from this trust for other purposes. And then currently, the former governor's proposed budget proposes that we sweep away the rest of the trust. I have some problems with this. Senate Bill 616 addresses two issues, though. Those two issues is one, that it asks the Secretary of State to conduct an audit to examine the expenditures and the interest of accruals of in that trust, to basically make sure that we can put that money somewhere that actually generates more income and can help. It also makes a statutory change for the Department of Treasury so that they can adequately invest those funds, again, in a manner that actually makes sense to produce more revenue. But all of this is assuming that we do the right thing. It's assuming that the money continues to be there in this trust, and hopefully we pay back this trust and don't break our promises. So Senate Bill 616, in my opinion, is a statement that we haven't forgotten the IDD community. We're here for you, and we're cheering for you. I encourage your aye vote.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Peluso.